feel, there is somebody who is putting their arm around us saying, I am there for you, go try, go, step outside your comfort zone and see things. And I think the journey has been from a space of unknown, space of not understanding how to traverse life with maturity, to going into a space of going through all the courses that he has given to us and the world, where you understand yourself, you understand you as a divine being. And this is a journey so critical for all of us.
True. So beautiful, Ma. And you reminded me of, where Swamiji says that I'm not here to prove that I am God. I'm here to prove that you are God. And that's, you beautifully highlighted that Swamiji is here. The avatar seeks us out to make us realize our true potential. And actually, something that's really amazing for me right now is being joined with such a huge family. I mean, like, there's a lot more people. There's just a few of us here, but thank you all so much for immediately jumping and wanting to share your experiences. And it's so how many, so from where all I have all of you gathered together? Maybe Mutikama, you could introduce everyone and like start sharing the experiences.
Absolutely, Ma. Just like how I was sharing, I have a team here who have had immense miracles and life changes that have happened, that have simply helped them understand why being here has been a very significant decision in their life. So I have a few people who live here in Los Angeles, a few people who live outside. There are people from South America. They're all part of the, KAILASA USA Teamily, and are so happy to be here to offer this as a deep gratitude to Swamiji. So I have with me one of the first people that I would like to share about is Sri Niranjana. He has been with Swamiji for 20 years, I would say. And he's had one of the deepest, experiences, and has been with the Sangha and with Swamiji for a very long time. So Sri Niranjana, would you like to share what you felt has been a major change and a shift that has happened, how Swamiji has made a difference? Why would you think coming to Paramashivoham, what does it mean to sit in darshan? Like, what would you say about your journey?
Sure. Thank you, Nithyananda. I think to me, Swamiji or the program, I met him about in 2003. I had a fortune of meeting him, sheer blessing. Um, it just is almost the way I would see it is falling in love, right? I mean, racing in love. That's exactly the journey. From the very first time I met and continues to till date, it's just as an exploration of his teachings and his presence, and all of them with just taking into a more and more empowering space of powerfulness, and it's continue to be established in there. And it just starts, but it grows and grows and grows. And to me, that's been the beautiful journey. And Swamiji has been part of our lives through many ups and downs, right? And tremendously when things are not. I mean, when it's easy, when we are going well, we feel good. But there are points in time where it's really rough, and this tremendous gratitude every way, every step of the way when we needed him. He was there and just guiding us, holding our hands, and taking us through the tough times, but also teaching us as through the journey that we are empowered and we are the Paramashiva. And so that kind of empowerment keeps happening into our beings and holding our hand where we need it and supporting us. And tremendous gratitude. And I think key is also the LA ecosystem, which has been part of our lives for the 20 plus years since the beginning. And that's made the journey so much more joyful with all the people there and all the deities. We've been all, each of them have been personally energized by Swamiji. Just a tremendous energy place, and just keeps us all together and takes us and continues to be in the journey. That's the quick summary.
Actually, it's amazing, right, Sri Naranjana, that we were living somewhere else in the United States, and then with just one simple lesson from Swamiji saying, come over, how many of us have taken the step to come and be part of the ecosystem?
Sure,
That's
it's a simple blessing. I just he says, "Come over," but we all. I mean, at least we didn't know what we were getting into, but it's been an absolute blessing, and just gratitude for Swamiji for always holding us through this.
wonderful.
Okay, I have just one quick question, Ma'am Muktikama. Just sorry for jumping in, but I just have one question. Like here, just if I look at the people right now in front of me, right, like each of you are from different walks of life. You've all had different experiences in life, something different that you might have, that you might have been seeking for what you have experienced with Swamiji. So I have one question for all of you here. Can I request every one of you to, in one line, summarize what, if you have to say, like your last so many years of your journey with Swamiji, right? What was it something that, what was it, how did it change or transform your life? Can I request every one of you to tell in one line? I know it's something very difficult. If someone asked me to tell in one line, that would literally be impossible. But just if you could tell very shortly, what was the major change that you would say you have had since the moment you've met Swamiji in your life? Can I request each of you to go ahead and share? You can, Ma Muktika, you can start.
I think for me, it has been fulfillment and completion in every walk of life, and the ability to know that I can do it, I choose to. That has been the most powerful. Yes.
Beautiful, Ma. And then,
Sure, Ma. So to me, I think when I met Swamiji, I had about Ahamasmi as a principle, as a concept, as a menu item. But I think over the years, a couple of times, just a sure blessing grace of his, he gave that experience as a gift to this being. And there's no more menu, it's just anytime, that I remember that word, it's a taste in the mouth. Right? It's an amazing journey. That's the biggest gift that I gave personally, is that experiencing that, all the scriptures talk about just a sheer gift from it.
beautiful, Aya. Beautiful. And then, Curate, how would you summarize?
Thank you for asking. I have to say that, my experiences with Swamiji have not been like a lightning bolt change and anything. It's been very subtle and kind of, I guess the way it was explained to me is that the subtle grooves in the brain sort of get activated. And the change that I've experienced over the years has been lasting, in the sense that I'm not taking 3 steps forward and 2 steps back in my life, But if I were to summarize just the one thing that I really experienced that was quite profound was when I was at Inner Awakening my first time. And there was a part of a passage in Puja that made me feel like I've been here before. I've chanted this before. I've felt this feeling before. It's a very beautiful part of the puja that made me feel like, and it's a fleeting moment that we have to hang on to. So that's my experience.
That is unique and beautifully put as well. It's very subtle, but that subtlety, there's so much of power in that subtle experience, because it changes from our very being. So that was very beautifully put, Aya. And Fabio, how do you summarize your experience?
I feel life become more easier to live, more light. And when I did the first inner awakening in 2017, when the program ends, I was feeling in my heart some life vibration. And after doing a lot of programs with Swamiji, a lot of satsangs, I perceive more consciousness, more inner awakening, I'm able to see inside me the things more easier. Some incompletions I can complete more easier. some fears, impossibilities, and I'm able to complete more easier with all of this.
So,
This is my experience.
beautiful, Aya. So if I have to put, it's like you saw your cosmic reflection in Swamiji, and he took you deeper and deeper about you within yourself. So that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Aya. And Lucas, Aya, would you like to share? What was your experience? How would you summarize your experience? Actually, you can actually mention where you're from.
Hello, I'm Lucas from Brazil. My first language is Portuguese, but I'm fluent in English also. So with Swamiji, since I have met him in YouTube, I feel more like I can do anything, and not only the feeling, but actually there is some life-changing happenings that I have been going through. Like the new job I got this new year that I was not kind of expecting that I will get a job that helped me even to study and be paid for that. And not only this wealth related conditions that I have had, but also the relief of worry, because they always I manifested the environment that even my team workers help me to learn, and we help each other, and in this way we learn faster, and I also can contribute with everybody, and it's really aligned the um, to the teachings of Swamiji. Like the more we contribute, the more we get enriched back, and like I was not with that thing. So what I feel this year, and what all these completions and connecting with Swamiji, was the relief of worry about the results. Just contribute the more, and we receive more, and not only in this area, but all things of my life. The more I connect with Swamiji, I feel more that I can do things, and the relief and the conscious awareness that I can always keep going, and I will not get restless, anyhow. And all of these completions and how everything's get connected is so impressive, and I just love that, and the powers and everything, and it's just amazing. So with Swamiji, I feel I can do anything, and I don't need to worry about anything.
It's very beautifully put. I was remembering, once when we were having a presentation in the United Nations, one of the forums on education, they had asked this question, like, what will happen to you? What do you want to do to the world if suddenly, let's say, you have all the superpowers and you can do anything in the world? I was like, oh my God, isn't that what Swamiji is giving us as a life? Like, this is not even a dream for us. Like, so beautifully you're sharing. Like, you feel like you can do anything in the world. That's exactly because you have Paramashiva in the form of Swamiji with you. So you just feel like, come on, man. Come on, man. I feel I can do anything. Thank you so much for that sharing, Aya. And Mother and Lucia, what is that one thing, just one line? Actually, each of you can just share one line or short something. What is it that connects with Swamiji? What's your experience with Swamiji? Like 1 or 2 lines.
Nithyananda, meu nome é Lúcia, eu sou do Brasil. Eu conheci Swamiji em 2018 no YouTube, através da meditação para elevar a Kundalini ao terceiro olho. A partir daquele momento, eu não parei mais. Aí eu fiquei um bom tempo com o Swamiji sozinha, e comecei a assistir os vídeos, a acompanhar, tomar Haritaki, tudo que eu via que o Swamiji indicava, eu fazia. E eu obtive muitas curas. As curas começaram com Nihara Samyama e com a perda de peso, que eu estava muito, muito acima do peso pela minha altura, eu era obesa. E eu fiz a encria para a perda de peso, para curar a obesidade. E aí começou a cura. Eu era hipertensa, eu era diabética, eu tinha muitas doenças, assim, fígado gordo. Nossa, de falar assim, é até estranho falar, era muita. dores articulares, e foi curando. A encria curou a obesidade, né? A Rara mudou meus hábitos, eu comecei a ser vegana, eu bebi, eu parei com a bebida, e aquilo foi me transformando, foi transformações internas e externas, e as pessoas que me viam, que me conheciam, perguntavam para mim, nossa, o que você fez? Você está jovem, você está diferente, você emagreceu, você isso, você aquilo. Aí eu dizia, foi o guru, foi as encrencas do guru, foi a dieta do Swamiji, e aquilo foi indo, e foi curando, e até agora no Paramashivoham, nesse último que teve agora, ele curou meu estômago, o meu refluxo, né, que eu tinha refluxo, que era aquele retorno no esôfago, e eu estou ficando totalmente curada, e também eu notei uma diferença nos meus olhos, porque eu tinha glaucoma e problemas de visão já estava acelerado quando eu conheci Swamiji, e não tinha mudança. Eu parei com colírio, já parei com colírio, que eu fui ao médico, disse que eu não tenho glaucoma, eu fiz o exame, mas eu ainda tenho as sequelas que já está mudando. Essa semana eu saí, e eu tirei o óculos e percebi que muitas coisas na rua que eu não via de longe, eu comecei a ver, até parar ônibus, por cada distância eu consegui visualizar sem óculos. E é muito maravilhoso. Quer dizer, eu poderia ficar aqui horas contando coisas, muitas transformações internas, externas, manifestação, muita coisa. Porque com o Swamiji, a gente tem muito que falar, muita coisa boa, muita coisa maravilhosa, muitas mudanças, e são mudanças reais, porque elas acontecem dentro, e elas irradiam fisicamente a cabeça, a maneira de pensar muda, a maneira de ver a vida muda, de viver muda. Você olha as pessoas com mais amor, com mais compaixão, você escuta as coisas. Eu era uma pessoa raivosa, nervosa, agitada. Com o Swamiji, não, eu escuto agora. Antes eu não escutava, eu só falava. Agora eu ouço as pessoas, escuto, percebo as coisas e consigo perceber que tudo como o Swamiji faz, tudo é a gente mesmo que cria. O nosso mundo é a gente mesmo que rege, a gente que manipula ele do jeito que... E eu falar em manipulação, eu descobri que tudo que acontecia ao meu redor era ele que controlava. E eu fui soltando, fui pedindo rendição ao guru, e hoje eu estou feliz assim. Espero alcançar um espaço bem elevado ao aspecto de Swamiji e rendição, porque eu amo Swamiji demais. Gratidão.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Actually, it's really beautiful. I just wanted to also request maybe Fabio here to translate and just really give an essence, because such a beautiful sharing Ma where Alicia did, where she had actually shared how she experienced healing in her stomach and eyes just in the last Paramashivoham. And no more she is a nervous person. And additionally, she has also healed from obesity and diabetes. I think that's such a huge thing, a problem that humanity is currently suffering with. And it's such a blessing to see how, with one blessing from Swamiji, people are able to walk out of this. Fabio, Bruno, I kindly request if you could just share what, translate what she had just shared. Thank you.
I think I want to share, Nithyananda, that even in the way she was sharing, when Mavera was talking, you could feel the excitement and you could feel how happy she was, how fulfilled she was in how her life has changed, right? And
Absolutely.
that's the state that all of us go through when we remember and we talk about how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made a difference in our lives. Very, very nice.
Absolutely.
Even if we need Fabio to translate, but then the way she was sharing, we could feel her, the joy that she was experiencing.
Very true. And it was from her heart. So we can, sometimes even beyond the language, we understand the emotion, what she conveys, right? So that's Isma. Very, very true. Yes, Fabio, you could please take a moment and share, just translate what she exactly had shared.
She's talking since she meets Swamiji, she starts doing a lot of put in practice all the Swamiji's teachings, like take Haritaki, take Kriyas, take some cognitions Swamiji teaches, and she said about the last Paramashivoham experience she have she hit her stomach and her eyes. She's not using more medicine to the eyes. She left this uh
Oh,
medicine,
wow.
liquid medicine. I don't know the name.
She stopped using eye medicine, eye medication anymore with the blessings of Swamiji. Wow, that's amazing. What a blessing. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead, Aya. What else did she share?
And she when she meets Swamiji, um she have a lot of she has obesity, and she left this weight uh, uh,
She lost a
she,
lot
she
of weight. Being obese,
yes, yes,
she
yes,
lost a lot of
yes.
weight. Wow. Wow.
She lose.
Actually, an interesting fact I would like to highlight here. We are talking this on the World Health Day. And today is April 7th, the World Health Day. And to listen to this is something phenomenal, I'm sure, for all the viewers too, because diabetes, obesity, these are some things that people are looking for like solutions, and it affects a lot, right? People go through a lot. And the fact that the whole healing, Ma Veralucia, your experience is phenomenal. It's so beautiful to even listen to it, actually, because just by sitting in Swamiji's presence and attending from wherever we are, literally in our couch, Swamiji is giving us not just enlightenment, even the best of health, the best healing, and literally transforming our whole life. And today, diabetes is like it's a big disease. Like, so many people suffer from it, diabetes, and it affects so many people's lives in various different levels. And here, Ma Vera Lucia shared her experience where she just by sitting in the presence of Swamiji walked out of that entire diabetes issue that she had. So it was very, very beautiful to listen to it, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma Vera Lucia. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you so much, Tabioya, for translating it as well. And I'd like to come to Ma Lalita. Ma Lalita, would you like to go ahead and just summarize in one line? What is your experience with Swamiji like?
Well, do you hear me, Nithyananda?
Yes.
Well, I always study for a long time, very intensely, a lot of esoteric science, and then I always be connected with Shiva. So in 2022, I started to watch the videos from Swamiji. I think I was watching before, but I don't remember. I have some flashes and glimpses, but not with the pure attention like I do now. And I feel I'm very surprised by so many synchronicities and responses. The friendship he gave me, and he gives me the guidance to deal with my energy, because I am very, very sensitive, and I have some crisis with this sensitive, because I feel everything, and the Kundalini. I have this experience too, but he helped me a lot with how to manage my energy and to learn more about chakras and integrity with yoga, because I practice yoga for a long time. And I appreciate learning more about the Klachi meditation, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi meditation. It helped me a lot to enrich and connect with my inner space sincerely, in authenticity. I had a lot of very high frequency experiences, then I can manage with my reality. I'm still learning about this, about myself, about my first. He said first self. I don't remember the word now. First person. I don't remember that how, but
First person.
about
Yes, yes,
me.
yes.
Yeah,
How you
I am
about it?
learning. Yes, a lot. And I'm very surprised with this work of my inner space to explore, to know more of Shakti, about Kundalini Shakti, to live this, to feel this. It's not image, not having a visualization or imagination or thinking about it. It's feeling, and I feel it a lot. And then I am very grateful and um, thankful about to learn to how to manage my energy. Is the first step for me. Is very serious for me, and I'm still learning to how to resolve my problems. I have to do some breakthroughs with my mind. I also learning about to be in Paramadvaita and practice and do it. But I am in the way learning about this. So I'm very happy to I am very happy to this moment to connect with this and with him. He gave me a lot of care, a lot of new cognitions, feeling loved, new people, meeting new people is challenge for me to meet new people, but it's been a good experience for me. And then I just flowing. Is that what
Beautiful.
I can say? Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And Nomita Mehta, would you like to share your a short summary of like how your journey with Swamiji has been?
Yes. So I have known Swamiji now for a year and a half, approximately, and uh, I'm a dentist. I come from a little scientific kind of, background. But Swamiji and these teachings are like the principles of how this everything works. He goes right to the core of what the essence of how everything works. And I'm just more and more aligning to that principle, and life is just absolutely flourishing. So it's such a uh, it's such a blessing that somebody like Swamiji can explain these huge things to me. And then at one point, I've just started connecting with Swamiji itself. It's like it feels like he is the principles. He's not just telling me he is. So and then I'm resonating with that myself, and I become the principal, and I start to actually see changes just because of my presence. So talk about feeling empowered. It's very powerful. Thank you.
Actually, just one more thing I wanted to highlight from what you shared. You said that you're from a scientific background. Actually, Swamiji is the only person, like before I met Swamiji, I used to have a lot of questions into the lifestyle that we practice in Hinduism. I'm a Hindu by birth. But like I used to have a lot of these questions. Why do we do this? Why do we do that? And yeah, I understand there may be some spiritual reason, but I don't want to be spiritual. Is there something like scientific? I mean, my cognition at that time. But after I met Swamiji, I saw like Swamiji is the only person who is bridging science with spirituality. Like he's bridging that gap, which is at least a few million years gap that is there, because modern day science is not yet caught up to what our advanced ancestors, Hinduism, has actually given, right? But Swamiji is the only one who, if you see, for example, whether it is the third eye awakening, Swamiji has captured the whole thing scientifically, starting from the neural activities that happen in the brain, how it is there in near the pineal gland, how Swamiji operates only through that. It's scientifically recorded, be it with the QEEG mesh scanning or studying the brain waves, how the gamma rays increase in the brain, like everything. There are so many scientific experiments conducted just on Swamiji as well as on the disciples, right? So, like when you're told that, I just remember, like, wow, just in that field, there is literally no one that has ever done this for Hinduism. Never. Actually, in that case, for any religion, you will never see someone who has bridged that gap between that spirituality and science, like I should say science and spirituality, because it's a pulling it and like bridging that gap. So you brought it up, just wanted to highlight it.
Very true. Yes, very true.
Thank you, Ma. And uh, Luan Iyer, do you want to, Luan Pachu, do you want to take a moment and share just 2 lines what your experience at Swamiji?
Luan, ela tá pedindo para você compartilhar 2 linhas, né, sobre a sua experiência com Swamiji.
Ok. Nithyananda, minha experiência com Swamiji começou também no ano de 2018, através do YouTube. Através de um vídeo do terceiro olho, na meditação do terceiro olho, quando eu estava numa busca de despertar o meu terceiro olho e queria muito ter essa experiência Third Eye Awake, né, do terceiro olho, despertar. Dali eu comecei a conhecer Swamiji, ver os vídeos e comecei a acompanhar Swamiji. E depois comecei a descobrir o programa Paramashivoham, comecei a ver algumas coisas do Paramashivoham, algumas técnicas, e também Swamiji foi trabalhando na minha vida, no dia a dia, na conexão. Conectar com Swamiji tá no espaço assim, de felicidade, de plenitude, de paz interior, de iluminação. É isso, eu queria sempre buscar iluminação. E Swamiji está sempre me guiando para alcançar mais e mais a consciência iluminada de Paramashiva. Paramashiva é tudo. E cada dia mais, através dos processos, através das meditações, através de Anklet, através do cantar o mantra Mahavakya, a gente vai se conectando com o Swamiji e Swamiji vai fazendo tudo. É só a Migi que faz tudo na nossa vida. Então ele vai trabalhando cada vez mais. É isso.
Fabio, can you please translate for us what Luan has shared?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he met Swamiji in 2018 on YouTube with the third eye meditation video. He experiences in her life fullness, enlightenment, and peace in her inner space, in his inner space, doing all the practices prescribed by Swamiji.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Actually, it's so nice. Actually, more than, just listening to the excitement that each of you are sharing with. I do not understand Portuguese, like I do not understand the language. or but the way, the excitement with which each of you are sharing, it is just so soulful. The whole sharing is like from the very depths of your being, and that is something really amazing, even to just listen to it. So thank you so much, Aya. Thank you for your sharing. That was very beautiful. And Ivana Gribna, would you like to go ahead and share?
Yes, Nithyananda. Yes, I met first time I met Swamiji. It was at YouTube. I was in a deep seeking, and suddenly I saw him, and he was chanting Gayatri mantra. I was entering in such a blissful state that I cannot explain in words. After that, I start look for everything what was online related with Swamiji, and I start seeing watch those satsangs. But that moment it was Patanjali Sutras, and I was like assisting, and I was feeling so complete because I really was wanting that. I was feeling I'm coming back home. That was my feeling. I'm coming back home, and I was having such a relief in my system, in my being. Since those days till now, I give my entire life to him, and that's all. I'm so grateful. And well, that's my experience, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda, thank you so much for sharing that. Actually, like to each one of you, just wanted to share the love, the feeling connection we experience at Swamiji, right? It is not actually our own love. Understand, it is only because Swamiji chose you, you're having that love for him. It is Swamiji's love that is coming from his third eye, entering inside of you, entering into you, awakening each chakra and going back, flowing back as love for Swamiji. It is that love, whatever, actually, if you just have that feeling connection inside of you, feel blissed out, whatever is the best state you can experience because you now know the secret. Hey, it's not just that I love Swamiji. Swamiji loves me. That is why I have this feeling connection. That is why I have this love. That is the reason each time you feel that love for Swamiji, that feeling connection is just gushing inside of you. Just remember this. So, Ivana, you were chosen by Swamiji, and that is why you met him, and that is why your seeking directly took you to the avatar. Thank you so much for sharing it so beautifully, Ma. And
yeah, thank you.
Ma Elizabeth, thank you, Ma. Ma Elizabeth Silva, do you want to just share with us in 2 lines what is your experience at Swamiji been so far?
A minha experiência com Swamiji começou no ano de 2018. Eu comecei por conhecer Swamiji no YouTube e comecei a assistir aos vídeos de Swamiji, a iniciação do terceiro olho, entre outros, começando eu pela iniciação do terceiro olho. Eu comecei a treinar com o vídeo de Swamiji e passado pouco tempo meu terceiro olho abriu e eu comecei a ver imagens reais no meu terceiro olho. No momento fiquei muito surpresa porque eu não pensei que fosse tão rápido, mas foi maravilhoso. Eu fui depois começando a assistir aos satsangs de Swamiji e comecei a expandir a minha consciência, comecei a entender que a sociedade não me levava para expandir a minha consciência, comecei a compreender aonde é que eu estava errada, comecei a compreender que o caminho que eu levava não era o meu propósito de vida. Através dos vídeos de Swamiji, eu consegui entender qual o meu propósito na vida, quem eu era. Eu comecei por me questionar quem eu era e o que eu estava fazendo no planeta Terra, qual era o meu propósito. E através dos satsangs, Swamiji me despertou conscientemente para eu entender que eu sou Paramashiva, que eu sou o meu próprio chefe, que eu posso decidir a minha vida. E a partir daí houve muita transformação, tanto a nível físico, muitas libertações físicas. Também tive um tumor que os médicos pensavam que seria maligno. Eu confiei em Swamiji, entreguei a Swamiji, esse tumor era benigno, eu fui operada, fiquei liberta, não fiquei com mais problemas de saúde. A minha vida material também se modificou, a minha maneira de pensar sobre a vida se transformou também em mim. Estou muito grata por tudo a Swamiji e amo Swamiji do fundo do meu coração. Gratitude, Swamiji. Nithyananda.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing so beautifully. Fabio, do you want to just take a few minutes and share with us what she actually beautifully shared? Actually, just like to listen, I do not know the language, but just listening, the way, the space from which you're sharing, it's so sweet and so beautiful. Even though we don't know the language, just the space just radiates that very experience that you're having with Swamiji. Thank you so much for sharing, Ma. Fabio, I request if you could please help translate what Ma Elizabeth had shared.
Yes. She met Swamiji in 2018, also on YouTube. Also with a video talking about the third eye. Her third eye opened, and she began to have a great experiences with her third eye. She began to expand her consciousness. She realized that society does not lead us to become conscious people. She understood the purpose of her life here on earth through initiations and satsangs. Swamiji also made her realize that she is Paramashiva. She is her own boss. She has experienced physical healing and improvements in her finances, and she is very grateful for everything.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fabio, for helping translate. Thank you, Ma Elizabeth. So beautifully you shared. Actually, I just wanted to tell, really, to even realize that, oh my God, we are in an unconscious society. The society is not the way for you to move forward. If you want to move forward in your life, that's not going to be the way for it. Just to even realize that, just to even, like have that cognition, it's a blessing. And it's so nice to see that they have gotten that. And not just that, one of the most difficult thing we all suffer. See, there are many other medical conditions. You can go to the doctor, you can get diagnosed. There is one thing which almost all of us suffer with: the low inner image that we carry about ourselves. And so powerfully you shared how that one Swamiji transformed, where you feel you're Paramashiva now. You can confidently declare that because, hey, my Guru is Paramashiva. He has told me. With that, I'm declaring, I am Paramashiva and let this happen. So that is really powerful. Thank you so much for sharing more. And I also see more people have joined us. Gustavo Adolfo Aya, would you like to share? What is your experience with Swamiji? A very short, brief. Your experience, your journey with Swamiji. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I think Lucia is also saying she had a bad cancer that got healed. Oh, wow. That is wonderful to know. Ma Elizabeth, sorry, I didn't understand that language earlier. So now I'm understanding. You had cancer that Swamiji healed. That's really, really wonderful. Yes, sorry, Gustavo.
Nithyananda, tumor maligno. Gracias.
la experiencia con Swamiji es increíble. La verdad que es muy difícil de expresarlo con palabras, ¿no? Pero bueno, voy a contar un poco, voy a intentar. La primera vez que conocí a Swamiji, la verdad que no soy de mirar televisión, rara vez prendí la televisión y puse la palabra yoga y me apareció él. Y directamente vi un satsang donde empezó, bueno, a cantar un mantra y a compartir las enseñanzas, ¿verdad? Y desde ese momento no dejé de seguirlo hasta hoy. Y la verdad que es increíble porque de verlo por televisión, ahora estoy acá participando con todos ustedes en un avance eh, espiritual tremendo, ¿no? Que trae no solo a nosotros, sino a toda la humanidad. Y la verdad que estoy eternamente agradecido. Y acá continuando eh, expandiéndonos, ¿no? Expandiéndome con todos ustedes. Muchísimas gracias por dejarme compartir. Nithyanandam.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you.
I can translate. I speak Spanish and Portuguese.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Well, he is very grateful. He started because he's rarely watched TV, and then one day he rarely watched TV and searched for yoga, and then a video of Swamiji's video appears with a satsang and a mantra. Then he started to watch the video, the satsang, started to sing the mantra, and then he felt a lot of connection, and his spiritual journey began with this. And now he's feeling very happy to be in the ecosystem, with this community, learning. He's very grateful. He was sharing about how grateful he is and how is the good feeling to be connected with spiritual principles and learning about the spirituality. He's very happy with us. So he was sharing that his happiness and grateful.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you so much, Gustavo. I just wanted to tell one thing. The way how Swamiji maps, like I earlier used to really think spirituality is boring. Like really had that as a cognition inside of me. I was a teenager outside and I used to think that, oh my God, spirituality is boring and I will never ever enter into a spiritual life. But it's only with Swamiji, it's all that it's actually not. It's so much of excitement. You will not even feel that spirituality as something separate. It's just a part of your life. And it's only with Swamiji you'll feel that Nityotsava, like everything, it's eternal celebration, eternal auspiciousness, and that the very way, like how Swamiji empowers us, just fills us with bliss is just something too amazing. And I enjoy that. That's why, like, I always feel like when people ask, "Oh, isn't being a spiritual person isn't boring?" I feel like I don't even relate with just that term spiritual person because it's like a very it has its own meaning. It's like you go, you connect with people, like it has its own meaning that society gives. But here, I feel like the way how Swamiji brings spirituality so alive, where it's mapped in modern day, like where you feel it's so practical, it's so applicable, and I really love it. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much for sharing so beautifully, Aya. And Margarita, do you also want to take a few minutes and share with us your experience with Swamiji?
Tatapriya, I wanted to actually, share something that when I was listening to everybody share, one of the things that stood out very, prominently was the while we go through, Paramashivoham, the 21-day programs, while we go through the different classes, and more so, we learn about Charyapada, right? We learn about what is the critical aspect or what is it that we incorporate into our daily lives that comes up as a very important aspect of how life shifts for the better. And this you learn when, with all the excitement, when you learn, Gustavo talked about yoga, And, Mavera had talked about, and Ma Elizabeth had talked about health, how the Kriyas and how Swamiji's initiations have helped. See, Hinduism, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, has all elements to it of Charyapada. It has elements of the rituals. It has elements of seva. It has elements of, spiritualism, right? The spiritual context, the darshans and the satsangs, the knowledge that you learn and how you practice it becomes your religion. And how do the rituals play a role in your life? How do you incorporate yoga so your mind, body, and your being are taken care of, which helps you elevate to that the space of divinity where you actually are from, right? We talk about the Paramatman as the supreme and how the Jivatman gets to go through this journey, understanding that it is nothing but the Paramatman. So for us, when we merge into that space of Advaita and oneness with Swamiji as our Guru and as the avatar, it he is raising us with all these aspects of fundamentally how to live your life. How do you choose the right aspects of life so that you truly, work towards that understanding what is liberation, what is ahimsa, what does your body need, what does your mind need, and how you truly attain your highest, right? The peak possibility. It's so powerful in everyone's sharing how you get to experience that.
That is so true, Ma. Actually, that's when I'm understanding, just yesterday Swami was saying, right, the importance of Charyapada. I'm just realizing in how many levels Swami is saving us. Like beautifully, Ma, Vera Lucia shared how whether it's a health, like health aspects, many aspects. It's like following the lifestyle. Ma Elizabeth Silva also had shared beautifully. Like each of us have, even in our own experiences, in our own ways, how we have the breakthroughs just by following the lifestyle that Swamiji has given, the Charya Pada, Yoga Pada, Kriya Pada, Jnana Pada. Oh my God, the daily darshan that we all experience. Wow. It's such a true thing. Like I'm just realizing and I'm understanding about in how many levels this revival that Swamiji is doing is so, so important.
Definitely.
Margarita Vasconcelos, do you want to just share with us, Nithyananda Ma? Do you want to just share? I think the video's done.
Eu conheci a Swamiji a partir de 2018 e transformou a minha vida muito em muitas curas. Uma delas, um quisto no fígado com 9 centímetros, que em dezembro eu fiz exames e estava com 3,3, portanto já reduziu imenso. Além desse, houve muitas outras curas, muita completude e muitas manifestações. Sou grata ao Swamiji por tudo o que tem feito por mim, Nithyananda.
Ma, o que você tinha no fígado?
Um quisto. Tinha, ainda tenho, mas está muito reduzido. Chegou a ter 9 centímetros de diâmetro e em dezembro estava apenas com 3,3.
Apio, you want to share?
Excuse me, she said that she has a illness in the liver, but I'm not sure the name in English. I think it's cancer, like 9 centimeters,
Yes,
and it became 3.3. It became very smaller. Just following the...
Wow. So powerful.
she also met Swamiji in 2018, and it transformed her life a lot of. Many healings happened. One of them was a cyst in her liver that was 9 centimeters in diameter and decreased to 3.3 centimeters this year, past
Oh my
year.
God.
Many completions happen and many manifestations.
So beautiful. Actually, every experience, I don't even, I'm like short of words to, as to what to tell, but each of your journey is just phenomenal. I think we can go on listening to it. There's so much, and thank you, each of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Each of your sharing was so beautiful. And Ma Muktika, would you like to add as to how you think as an ecosystem also, right? Because each of them, actually, even right here, we can see how they have such a beautiful bond with each other as a team, as a sangha together. So, what would you like to highlight as to what role you think the sangha plays in holding the ecosystem together?
Say,
Say,
when each one of us
each
is,
one of us is.
I think there's an echo coming.
Sorry.
So, yeah. See, when each one of us is going through our journey, we have so much of learning, so much of healing, and so much of cognition shift that happens. Imagine each one of us is, experiencing several different dimensions that are shown to us. When we come together as an ecosystem, as a spiritual ecosystem, each one of us is choosing to be in a very powerful space for ourselves and for others. So when you have a whole ecosystem and you have this entire space filled with people, when they come, whether it is for yoga or whether it is for the spiritual, the classes, or for the pujas and the rituals that are performed, when we come together, we are holding the space for each other to experience something really beautiful, something really powerful in life. And just the mere presence, and the way I feel is we carry Swamiji's energy for ourselves and others. And so in that space, whatever a person is needing at that point of time, they will feel supported. They will feel, motivated. They're going to feel like there is somebody here who can carry Swamiji's message for me, even if I feel that I'm lost, or if I need some help, or if I need something more that I'm not able to understand. Let's say somebody feels they're stuck, or they feel depressed, or they feel saddened about something. You have the Sangha that will stand by you, nurturing and supporting you, carrying the energy of the living enlightened master to ensure that you are able to go through the process of understanding how to overcome your challenges, overcome, even if you call it as, an impossibility or an incompletion, you are able to, have the space around you that supports you, and you are able to see things clearly. So when we do yoga together as a team, when we come to the temple to pray or to sit for pujas, to meditate, just that space and the people around phenomenally supports the whole ecosystem. In fact, I would say the whole world. The more number of us that come together, the thousands and thousands and millions of us that come together in all parts of the world, we carry an energy, a positivity that really nurtures and supports people. And I think that's one of the biggest bonuses of being in a high energy spiritual ecosystem. What would you say, Sri Naranjana?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I think the ecosystem plays a very crucial role in terms of ability to support, ability to grow, and also ability to expose our blind spot to us. Right? Sometimes, Swamiji, when he works, we all volunteer in the ecosystem. Right? We will also expose the blind spots that otherwise, we would not be aware of. So I think it's a crucial, the ecosystem gives accelerated growth that's kind of what I would see, right? If you were to go in a society, we won't get bombarded so much, but in the ecosystem, Swamiji will directly expose us to our own blind spots. And then, and the Sangha will hold us through the journey, and then Swamiji will guide and get through this completion of those blind spots. It's been very, very instrumental in my journey to be part of the ecosystem.
Actually, you're very, well said, Srinarina, that Swamiji shows, and through the Sangha, you get to actually experience more and more about yourself. And like you said, whether it's the blind spots or whether it's the empowerment that you have, that you are able to contribute, the fact that each one of us is a powerful being, he is showing us. And so we get to strengthen ourselves by, sharing that empowerment, so that whoever else around you will benefit from that is truly getting that message. And literally, we become the vessels through which Swamiji is, his energy, his compassion, or the message that he has will simply flow to everybody. We just simply become the conduits for that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Lucas, you wanted to share something? Would you like to share something, Lucas?
Yes, I also would like to share, just now that I got to know that today is the day for health, and I want to share that I have scoliosis, that my spine is like S, and I started doing yoga, and I feel like a big relief. And I remember that when I do that for a long time, I not only feel relief from pain, but I feel pleasure in the body. It's really completely different thing. Like even taking weights on my body, like doing builder and these kind of things that I have done some time ago. I felt so light after doing yoga and these things, and I feel so good about Paramashivoham and the powerful cognitions, because not only the health that I get and the feeling completion with anxiety and everything that there is the problems to pay bills and everything that we are made to society to worry about, but not only the relief and the health, but this environment of, I feel kind of guilt, not guilt, greed about enriching others, like enrich others with the same experience, because the more Paramashiva manifests to us and we share this with others, more he showers on us, and this kind of environment is so amazing, and I feel very grateful, and the more I do this, I feel more loving and happy to be part of that, and that's what I really like on Paramashivoham, powerful cognitions, and the Hinduism itself as a whole. So that's what I want to share.
That's wonderful, Lucas. Actually, it's amazing, for me or for Sri Niranjana, or for Mata Priya and all, we have been born and brought up in Hindu families. And so there is a background, but it is really amazing and such a beautiful space that in spite of language, or in spite of, not being born into the culture, how you have incorporated that as your lifestyle, right? When you sit in Paramashivoham and understand what does it mean to be Paramashiva, what does it mean to, understand your deepest desire, and how do you work towards it, and what do the Hindu scriptures tell you, what does Bhagavad Gita tell you, it brings you to a very deep cognition about your own life, and how these scriptural, the context and the knowledge makes you very, very powerful. Right? What would you like to share? Yeah, Daniel, how about you? I know, you have actually been sitting for a lot of the Paramashivohams and Inner Awakening before that. And, we've had the opportunity of sitting with Swamiji directly, in India and Adi Kailash. How do you feel the context and the cognitions, the initiation, sitting in, during the initiation with Swamiji? How do you feel that has made a difference in life?
Thank you. It's made a profound difference in my life. And like I mentioned earlier, it wasn't like a huge revelation. It was like subtle clicks, changed behavior, you know. And I think that repeating the programs, especially the Paramashivoham seasons that have been ongoing since the pandemic. I remember the first time in the pandemic, we couldn't leave our houses. We had nowhere to go. Our jobs had ended, and I just felt so apocalyptic. And if it wasn't for being able to join the program daily at my kitchen table and just kind of meditating through all of it. And then I had the opportunity, speaking to the ecosystem, right, to come to the temple just as the ending of the pralaya and the you know, the eclipse was happening, which we're having another one very soon, right? And I said, okay, well, I'm ready to go home. And you said, well, you can't leave. You can't go. Not until the eclipse is over. And I'm like, wait, we're locked in. And I just sort of sat with that feeling of like, we're here together, you know, and going through something momentous. And shortly after that evening, they announced that there were vaccines that were going to be available for the world, and so on and so forth. And it felt like it was just the end of a, you know, but coming to temple for programs, and you know, Swamiji gave the initiative for the Ishanya project to collect medical equipment and clothing and food, and being able to give from people who have to people who don't have. And I kind of became involved, and I think that that was really a very profound a project for me, because I was able to spend a lot of time at the temple, whereas I only came for programs or for a special event, and just to be in the temple for a long time. And I have certain limitations because I don't live in a completely vegetarian household, so I can't really volunteer to take care of the deities, you know. And you know, so being able to be in the temple and part of the ecosystem and be part of a project was very meaningful for me. And I think that that's probably what catapulted some great changes in my life that have come to pass since. And so every time I feel just a little like I'm sort of separated a little bit, it's like, oh my God, I have to tune in. I have to go home. I have to, you know, turn on darshan. It's kind of like a thing that makes me feel very connected, or join one of our Sangha meetings on Zoom. Thank God we have this, you know, technology now. And but I do miss going to India. So, but anyway, thanks for sharing.
Actually, you brought up a very good point that I think every one of us here will agree, especially during the pandemic, where there was no idea what was going to happen. Everything was up in the air, and even life was not sure, right? So many people were not sure whether they would survive, and nobody had a clue whether it would end or not. And the immense amount of support we had with, you know, Swamiji beginning the Paramashivoham programs and, you know, getting started, I think how many thousands of us just sat and were so happy to be able to sit with Swamiji, to be able to hear him, to be able to be guided. It was unbelievable. And I think the level of comfort that people drew from being in that space, listening to, you know, very powerful cognitions about how there is much more to life, how can we survive, how can we succeed in all the dire realities out there, was such an eye-opener and such a powerful space. I think none of us will ever forget having Swamiji with us constantly, constantly supporting us and ensuring that we felt safe, we felt secure, we felt powerful. and we felt we can, meet with any challenge in life. I think that's a very powerful thing that happened. I think all of us enjoyed sitting during the Paramashivoham at that time. It just brought us back to our fundamentals. It was very, very good. And I think it's the same thing. Mavera is smiling, so she understands. She knows what she felt like. And Lucas, so many here are feeling that when you remember, you understand how much you have benefited and how much you have loved being in the presence of an avatar. It's been fantastic, and I think that is the by we want to encourage so many more people to take advantage of the online programs that are happening, the Paramashivoham programs. And in fact, it's level 1, level 2, and level 3, where each one can go through a series of life changes and experiences to understand the fundamentals of life and take it to higher and higher levels. And it is such a discovery process that we find that we go through during these sessions. And of course, the power manifestation, right? How many of us have enjoyed rolling coconuts for the first time? When it is, right? We've sat, and I still remember when during these times we had about 80 or 100 people sitting for the first time, each one of us having coconuts in our hands, and anywhere from somebody who is 7 years old to 80 years old, there were people in the room. And when the coconut rolled, the excitement was as much for an 80-year-old that was for a 7-year-old, and people were jumping with joy. See, that is the space he brings us to be childlike, to understand how to rejuvenate, how to be so happy about each and every happening in life. And that's what I think comes from being in an ecosystem that supports you. That's what comes from having, Swamiji as the co-creator of your realities. And that's what happens when you move to being in the space that has been created for powerful cognitions and shifts, such as the powerful spiritual ecosystems that have been created across the globe. And we hope that everyone in South America and in Mexico are going to be working towards is building or having the temple and the ecosystem built there. So it's a powerful space to meet, powerful space to shift and to experience the greatest things of life. So would you like to, was anybody else like to share any powerful cognitions that they've had? What would you say to Fabio, if I can ask you and others, what would you share with people who are in South America or across the world who speak Portuguese, or Lalita, about how would you share with people who speak Spanish what you feel is the most powerful takeaway for you from Paramashivoham?
I can share my cognition of is that everything is inside to outside, micro and macrocosmos, and everything's like a mirror. Life is not hypocrisy. Life is not hypocritical. And in that point, I started, before reacting for everything, because I react very easily, and I started to shoot and be in I started to think a lot. And then now I pay attention to my thoughts, what came to me, my attitudes, my behavior, my possible responses. And then I give some pause. I start to meditate with Paramashiva. How can I act? Which is the better way? I want to explore more about Sadashivoham, the 5 phases. Oh, I want to really explore more about it. I feel the energy, but it's very difficult to me to understand with my in this moment with my mindset, but I started to talk to myself with more love and compassion, because I start to think some things like aggressive thoughts, or maybe not very kind thoughts, and I know there is a pattern inside me. So I could attract more situations that is not are very low energy or very sad energy. And then this is my cognition, and I share to everyone about to start to work inside, and then you have your reflection outside all the time, that life always showing to you like a mirror without exception. So every time I am perceiving myself, how I am acting, thinking, just not with reactions like reactive, angry, or maybe giving my response with not very kind. So this is my cognition. It's difficult for me to explain that. I don't know, but I think I was clear, Ma.
Thank
Just
you, Malin.
let me know.
That's absolutely beautiful what you shared. And yes, Lucas, you want to share something?
What I feel more interesting about Paramashivoham is that every time I connect with Swamiji, I feel the restful awareness. That is when I just relax of my problems in his presence, and it is like there is nothing to worry. He takes care of everything. This energy that flows through him flows through us too. We have the mirroring neuron, and that when that happens, it's like not only no problems exist, but the life is started to reflecting that too. And when people bring these problems and I'm in that state, it's like there is no problem. What are you telling? We can just solve like that. And I feel that shift in my life, the breakthroughs happening when I connect with this energy and these powerful cognitions that gets through me when I'm in this state. And the main thing in Paramashivoham is not just the results that we get, but the powerful cognitions that manifest in our life, always. And this not worrying, this is the opposite of worry, that we get that we are relaxed and everything is just going to be okay, and we are showered, and we can just be enriching people, and think all the problems will be solved. And this kind of thing that we start to stop worrying about things, and we know things will be fixed, and we can focus on the main things that works on ourselves, and that's just impressive, and that's what I feel more enriched and more realized, more fulfilled to be in Paramashivoham and connect with this kind of powers and energy and everything that it brings to our lives. And that is the main things that manifest health, wealth, relationships, everything. So that's the main thing. I feel enriched in Paramashivoham.
That is so nice to hear, Lucas. You really touched upon very important aspects of how you mirror the neurons, and how do you contribute to more positivity, and how you create more possibility, right? There is no sense of impossibility, and you always look at, oh, I don't see a problem, I don't see anything. And that's a very powerful space to live in, which really brings me to understand that, we all become very powerful contributors to the world. The world today needs so much of support, help, and peace, being able to coexist harmoniously, right? Feeling the space of living in ahimsa. So where you bring all these qualities in, you become a very powerful and a very responsible person that is living in the world. And that's a very important thing that we get through these programs, and with Swamiji's blessings, that you end up sharing that space with others. Right? Wonderful. Sri Niranjana, you had something to share?
No, I just echoing what you just said. Agree with that.
Great. Fabio, is there anything else that anybody would like to share, or would you like to share?
For me, I think the biggest breakthrough I had was starting to see and feel that everything is possible. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Fabio. And I
Alguém
just
quer,
wanted with
alguém quer
every
compartilhar mais alguma experiência?
Vou aproveitar, vou perguntar a ela sobre a questão do o significado de dormir na presença do Swamiji. Pergunta a ela.
O Luan, é para compartilhar a experiência. Depois eu faço essa pergunta.
Então, a experiência que eu tive dormindo na presença do Swamiji.
Luan is asking about what
Don is asking about the
what
experience of sleeping during the darshan. Like
what's the meaning? What's the meaning of sleeping in the Swamiji's presence?
sleeping.
Sleeping.
Actually, you don't enter into sleep. Like many people enter into a very higher state, a higher frequency, and that's actually like something. Especially if you see children, who when they come to the darshan, small children, they enter into a kind of like a trance, which is much, much, much beyond how we normally generally understand. So it's a very powerful state. And it was really nice having all of you here. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining. Thank you so much, Muktika, and every single person who had joined us from Kailasa, Los Angeles, and the Latin America together. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it was really nice listening from you, your experience, and your beautiful sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mata,
Thank you,
Thank
Nithyananda.
you for this session. I actually wanted to share a short video of the most recent, this one from KAILASA, Los Angeles. It was a very beautiful, and I think when we talk about the ecosystem, when we talk about every one of us, Swamiji and the deities in the temple are the primary, the source of energy. And I wanted to just share a very short video for everybody as we close the session. So people can really see what Kailasa USA Los Angeles is all about, how we feel the powerfulness from the deities, from Swamiji in the ecosystem itself at the temple. So I'm just going to share a short video.
Sure, Ma. And I'm sure everyone will enjoy watching this as well. Please do go ahead.
Yes.
And all the participants, viewers that are watching us live right now, do let us know what experience you have been having since the time you started attending this program, that you have been attending this powerful Paramashivoham program.
So just wanted to, end the session with a beautiful glimpse of all the deities and Swamiji. And once again, I wanted to thank Swamiji for this opportunity for KAILASA USA Los Angeles for being able to share how powerfully the shift is happening in all of us. And we hope the rest of the world can join us in experiencing Swamiji, in experiencing Paramashivoham and your own Paramashivatva, and how beautifully life manifests for every one of us. We also welcome all of you to come and experience KAILASA USA Los Angeles, very powerful Tirtha Sthalam, Punyakshetra, or a holy ground. It's a pilgrimage center for the entire world that has been blessed and that has been created by Swamiji with his hard work and what he has put in. It is his life's work. We welcome every one of you to come and experience the biggest space of expansion, gratitude, and devotion that you'll get to experience in life. Thank you, Tattvapriya. Thank you, Nithyananda, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you. And thank you all for taking your time and being here. Thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful hearing each of your personal life-changing journey. Thank you so much. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Nithyananda.
Now, to all the participants that are here with us, we all listened to such a beautiful sharing and how each of them had their personal life transformations and what an amazing journey each of them had, the grace and blessings of Swamiji. And this program is open, freely available for all of you to join. Every single one of you too can have this as your own experience. Do take a moment and sign up in paramashivoham.org. And you could sign up here and you can also have this experience as your personal experience. Now it is time for all of us to experience the darshan. Actually, to all the participants, tomorrow we are having on the very auspicious, rare occasion of tomorrow's solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse that happens very, very, very rarely. This solar eclipse that happens is a very auspicious and a rare one. And this happens only once in 400 years. And tomorrow we are having an exclusive special Parama Mantra Siddhi Diksha. And this is a very, very powerful initiation that we are going to be having. We request all of you, all the participants, to make sure you're joining us tomorrow. Please tune in so that we prepare ourselves for the initiation. We prepare ourselves for the darshan and initiation tomorrow. And now it is time for all of us to receive the darshan. Today we're all going to be receiving the alive darshan of Bhagavan Gajamukha Anugrahamurti. This is in preparation for this entire day today. We have had glimpses of what actually happens in the Paramashivoham, and most importantly, we have heard people share with us about their journey, their transformation and experience through the Paramashivoham program. So now it is time for all of us to enter into the darshan. We request all of you to please sit straight. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And we will now be getting ready to receive the darshan of Bhagavan Gajamukha Anugrahamurti form of Paramashiva. We will now be chanting the Dhyana Shloka. Please close your eyes. Remain seated with your eyes closed. Chaturbhujam Trinetram cha Jata Samyutam Abhayam Shirasinyasya Varadam Vamahastake Krishna Parashu Samyuktam Vignesho Dakshine Sthitaha Shayanam Dakshinam Padam Dadhuvamam Tulambitam Sarvabharana Samyuktam Shyama Varnam Sushobhitam देवस्य वामपार्श्वे तु देवीं प्रहसिताननम्. Now, in the same space, let us all get ready to receive the darshan of Bhagavan Gajamukha Anugraha Murti. Any obstacles you have, every one of you that are here, whoever experienced the intention that you too want to experience a journey that all of them shared with you, whoever had that intention inside of you, it is time for me to experience this transformation too. Just post during the darshan all the obstacles that you have. Just post it to Swamiji, and Swamiji will bless. Gajamukha Anugraha Murti will bless you, and you will be able to manifest your reality of joining Paramashivoham. Now let us all get ready to receive the darshan.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.